In the world of digital music, sound quality has always been a subject of lively debate. One of the interesting aspects of the discussion is the comparison between 24-bit streaming playback and 60-bit CDs. In this video we will examine the key arguments and determine how much better 24 bits really are and whether isn't worth it. Let's start with the basics. CDs use 60-bit to encode analog audio signals, when modern streaming services offer 24 bits. Logically, 24 bits should be better by 8 bits, or 1.5 times, or perhaps even significantly better, as some might suggest. However, this may be an oversimplified statement that doesn't fully reflect reality. Let's delve deeper into how digital encoding works. The sampling rate of CD is 44,100 Hz, while high-res files have a sampling rate of 1,092,000 Hz, which is 4.35 times better than CD. Additionally, each additional bit doubles the number of available volume levels. In the case of 60-bit CD quality, audio is encoded with 65,536 volume levels. In 24-bit digital audio, this number increases to 16,777,216 volume levels, which is 256 times more. For many, this may seem like a significant difference, and the argument could end here. However, it's not that simple. Now let's talk about dynamic range. Theoretically, each bit in digital audio adds 6 dB of dynamic range. So, 60-bit CD have a potential dynamic range of 96 dB, while 24-bit digital audio boasts an impressive 144 dB. This can be compared to the sound of a failing leaf at a distance of 20 steps from a Metallica concert that you are listening to up close to a loudspeaker. You could say that CDs significantly fall short of this, and 24-bit digital audio has a significant margin. But where you will find listening conditions and equipment where you can enjoy the full dynamic range of at least 120 dB, perhaps when taking a walk in outer space with Elon Musk while using NASA-designed headphones. I am confident that 96 dB of dynamic range and 44,100 Hz sampling rate are more than enough to capture everything you can hear from your music source in a real acoustic environment. In comparison, the human ear, with its 120 dB dynamic range, may seem less sensitive. However, it's important to consider the concept of professional headroom. When it comes to recording and sound processing in a professional studio, 24 bits provide an additional 8 bits of headroom. This allows professionals to work with a wider range of levels without worrying about a loss of quality. This headroom allows them to focus on the music and sounds without concerns about recording format-related quality degradation. To better understand this aspect, let's use a car analogy. Suppose your new car can reach a maximum speed of 90 km/h, which is the maximum speed limit in Latvia. This is probably sufficient for most cases. You could buy a Bugatti with a maximum speed of 408 km/h. But where would you drive a Bugatti in Latvia? However, it's important to keep in mind that having that extra speed reserve can be handy in certain situations. Similar in sound, the difference may not be audible due to system resolution, but having that extra reserve can be reassuring. Everyone makes their own choice. Now let's address the topic of 24-bit streaming services. They exist, doesn't they? Spotify and Tidal offer such a service, and so does Apple Music. But there is a catch. Apple uses the Apple Lossless Audio Codec, which according to their claims is truly lossless and includes all the data from the original 24-bit master. Tidal uses the MQA, Master Quality Amplification Codec, which operates on lossy audio compression, meaning losses. Losses mean it's not the same quality as the original 24-bit master, and not the same means different. However, in the future, as internet bandwidth increases, we will all be able to listen to true, lossless 24-bit digital masters that are 256 times better than 60-bit CDs. But as you can see, even in that case, the difference remains a subject of debate. Considering all these technical details, what does an average listener need? In practice, 60-bit can be perfectly sufficient if you use it optimally, and if your playback system has enough resolution to unleash the full potential of a compact disc. In practice, such system costs tens of thousands of euros and plays CDs superbly. So why buy 24-bit high-res recordings if your playback system can't even handle CD quality? In the end, the question of how much better 24-bit streaming playback is compared to 60-bit CDs remains open for discussion. Technically, 24 bits offer a wider dynamic range and higher bit depth, but in the real world the difference may be less noticeable, barely noticeable, or not noticeable at all. For professionals and studio recording, 24 bits are a wonderful tool, but for ordinary listeners, 60 bits may be sufficient for full audio enjoyment. So, switch back to original title as I did, and may the power of sound be with you.